Plot summary: Pip lives with his abusive older sister and her kind husband Joe Gargery in the Kent Marshes. One day, Pip visits the elderly Miss Havisham, a bitter old woman who teaches her adopted daughter Estella to break men's heart. Pip quickly falls in love with Estella. Pip visits Miss Havisham every other day and walks her around the banquet table. She pays for him to be a blacksmith apprentice. He's unhappy with the work. However, when a lawyer reveals that Pip inherited a fortune from an anonymous benefactor, the young man moves to London to become a gentleman.
The first and main character, Pip, the orphan, but his sister and her husband brought him up. First impression: you young dog, Pip is childish. Second impression: give it mouse, Pip is cowardice. Third impression: namely that lies are lies, Pip is dishonest, a liar.
Second character, Mrs. Joe, Pip's sister and Joe's husband. First impression: her cleanliness more uncomfortable and unacceptable. Mrs. Joe is dainty. Second impression: she broke me up by hand. She's cruel. Third impression: Joe said he was agreeable and he would take me if Mrs. Joe approved. She's bossy.
Third character, Joe, Mrs. Joe's husband, Joe the blacksmith. First impression: in these discussions, Joe bore no part. He's helpless. Second impression: Joe took me on his back. Joe's caring. Third impression: he's former of mixture of argumentation, confidence, and politeness. He's well-mannered.
Fourth character, Miss Havisham, insists on wearing her wedding dress for the rest of her life. She lives in a ruined mansion with her adopted daughter Estella. First impression: for much reason, I was very glad when 10 o'clock came and we started for Miss Havisham. She was indifferent. Second impression: he had never seen Miss Havisham, for she was nothing of the kind. She is unique. Third impression: she was perfectly incomprehensible to me. She is impenetrable.
Fifth character, Estella. Estella Havisham is adopted by Miss Havisham and raised to manipulate others and break men's hearts. First impression: her eyes laughed mischievously. She is evil. Second impression: She would coldly tolerate me, sometimes she would condescend to me, sometimes she would be quite familiar with me, sometimes she would tell me energetically that she hated me. She is moody. Third impression. She left me standing near the door. She is insensible.